dramatic. Why not?
Yep. So, hello guys, we're here again, and what's today's topic? So, what are we talking about?
Listen, today we're talking about the fact that if you are smoking shisha, you might as well just take a knife and be cutting your arm. Now, I'm not saying I've not smoked shisha before, but if you smoke shisha regularly, it's a huge problem.
True, you know, like these days, some people prefer, they'll tell you, I don't smoke cigarettes. What I smoke is shisha. I don't smoke weed. What I smoke is shisha. So we're doing this comparison now between people that smoke cigarettes or the effect of cigarettes compared to shisha. Because you know, these days, like, once young guys, Abuja balling, Lagos balling, at night, everybody wants to drag shisha.
Yeah, you want to put the smoke on your stories.
So, like, what does this really do to the body? Like, because some people think that because they smoke shisha, not cigarettes, so they've evaded like the consequences or the harmfulness of this smoking. So, what do you think on your own part?
I think it's controversial to say, right? But just health-wise, I mean, you probably know that smoking cigarettes is even healthier. I don't recommend smoking cigarettes, but it's even healthier than smoking shisha.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So apparently, like, I know that, you know what some people think is that when you smoke shisha, like they feel a bit of safety because of that water in shisha, so they feel like it diffuses the smoke and all that. But the truth is,
and the fun flavors, bubble gum, you feel as if you're just doing something harmless and fun.
Something fun, eh? You enjoy yourself, Abby. Don't worry. So here are the facts about these things, yeah? So first, to start with, 1 drag of shisha is equivalent to smoking about a whole pack of cigarettes. Did you know that? I don't think they actually knew. So you could see what it means to like take a drag of shisha and smoking a whole pack of cigarettes. You could see the comparison, like, if people knew that taking 1 drag of shisha is equal to like taking a whole pack of cigarettes, would they really, do you think they would really rather continue smoking shisha?
And I think the name makes it look like something mystic and Arabic.
Exactly.
Shisha, something oriental. Well, do people really know what's inside shisha? What is inside shisha?
You know, the funny thing, about shisha, the funny thing is, most of the people they smoke, we don't even ask the content. Like, the most important thing is you just reach, maybe wherever you get to, they bring shisha, they just ask you of the flavor, and you decide, and you smoke. You're not even asking, okay, what is inside, what are the chemicals in this thing that I'm smoking. It's, you know, it's fun actually. It's cozy when you just hold like the stuff and just put it in the mouth and you smoke with your pop. So maybe people feel like shisha is maybe an upgraded touche way of smoking, as cigarettes in quote is associated with
health problems.
Health problems. Cigarettes is advertised in the pack already. Smokers are liable to die young. You can have cancer. And they give you those bad pictures. So some people decide to switch. Okay, more run, leave cigarettes. Let's enter shisha. That one is cool. Most of the places where they smoke shisha, aircon, they blow you inside. So it looks like it's a repackaged coolness. But another fact is that shisha actually contains 26 times the limit of what the body uranium can take. There's a substance called uranium, So shisha, the content of shisha is like 26 times the limit of what your body should be taking. So let's assume if your body should be taking like 10 units of uranium or whatever, instant, shisha is like times 26. So that's like, you get
maybe 2,600.
You get 260 apparently.
I
forgot to remember 260. So so that's
and people forget uranium is what is part of the chemicals that they used to make nuclear weapons.
Bomb, as in
like, and that's why you see when you go around the nuclear bomb sites, people get deformed.
Exactly.
They have different
They even
problems,
advise
cancer,
you not to be exposed.
Exposed to uranium.
Not to be exposed to uranium. But most of us, no, not most of us, most of them. So they could just sit down, they smoke the thing, like feeling funky, but it actually is very, very, very risky.
Okay, so we talked about shisha. Now, watching this clip, naturally, one's mind will go to, okay, we talk about cigarettes, we talk about shisha. What about weed, which is very common in Abuja? People smoke weed in Abuja.
You know, baba of them all. One thing about weed is this. First of all, you hear divided opinions.
Yes, so
about
many.
weed.
Even in the science community.
Exactly. You hear divided opinions about weed. Some people tell you that, it's better to smoke weed than to smoke cigarettes. Some people tell you that, no, weed is natural and they're smoking weed. Now, even funny part about weed and the weed community, there are different names to this weed now. That's they are grades, yeah, apparently. But you know the funny thing, last you did smoke them. That was a conversation I had with a friend of mine recently, yeah, and he was like, no, that weed is not bad. That as long as you don't smoke it, as long as you eat it, it's not bad. The issue is the smoking of the weed. For once, I agree to a certain extent that the fact that you're smoking the weed makes the effect worse. I agree on that. Whatever you're smoking, as long as you're smoking it, it's smoke getting into your lungs. Take, for example, you're even walking on the streets, that carbon emissions from all the sport vehicles or vehicles that are not good, that emission alone, or whatever, if you're burning charcoal, whatever you're burning, those emissions, as long as it's smoke, it's not good for the lungs. So number one, the fact that you're smoking weed automatically makes it not good, yeah? But secondly, what people fail to understand is that even if you dey chop the weed, you dey chop them, you dey soak am for rice, you soak am for anything, here's the fact: weed is a substance that could also be medicinal as well. That's the truth. But the truth is, anything, even any medicine as common as paracetamol, that you take without a prescribed dosage and interval can be harmful to your health. Now, most of the people smoking the weed, question: do you know how many grams, how many milligrams, millimole of the content of each content of the weed you're smoking? Most people do not.
And for most people that get weed off the streets in Nigeria, you're getting different strains that have different effects on your emotions.
Exactly.
You're buying it off the streets, and you're not buying it in countries where it's legal and they label the effects.
They label it.
It's legal and they label the effects. I'm not even recommending that, but you don't even know how it's affecting you because you don't know what particular chemicals are in the strain that you're buying.
Exactly. So sometimes it's even mixed up. In medicine, pharmacology, that's what we call like an adverse effect. That's what we call like when that combination of drugs, a synergistic effect and all that, like one combination of another weed together can even worsen the action or worsen the result of the previous weed, as long as you combine two substances together. You understand? One can make the other.
It happens with alcohol as well.
Exactly.
If you're drinking the same brand,
you get
your hangover is less.
Do you get it now? So these are the things in an environment like in Nigeria where we know that weed is not legalized. So sometimes if not me, some people that I know, sometimes they go buy weed, they don't even know the rubbish with the inside. They call, they say letter, oh boy, wait to be this, because it's mixed up, so you're not even sure of the substance you're taking into your system. So whichever way it goes, you need to be cautious of smoking weed as a young person, as a human being, as a Nigerian, importantly, as an adult.
Two key arguments on that weed issue. Now, for people that like to get theological and biblical, right? Some pro-weed people have argued that in Genesis, in the Bible, it says that any plant with seeds, right? Yeah. God has given us to consume. Okay. However, the issue becomes abuse. Because I struggle with myself saying, okay, is weed a sin if you're taking it that far? Okay. Right.
You're going to the religious angle now.
Yes, but I'm also leaving the religious angle very quickly, because as soon as you abuse something, as soon as it stops you from interacting with people that you normally interact with, for example, weed smokers will most likely be more friendly to other weed smokers, so it limits their social circles. Exactly. And moving very quickly to the scientific aspect. So I wouldn't say it justifies smoking weed, but definitely I think if you smoke weed once in your life, I don't think you're worried about your eternal soul. Let's put it, let's put it like that. Let's put it like that. I should say that. But however, it's a gateway drug. So you smoke it once, you are most likely to smoke it again. So I don't recommend it, and you're wasting your money anyways.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. So quickly back to the scientific angle. One thing I would want all weed smokers to know, especially people that abuse weed that smoke it every day, is rapid eye movement sleep. There's something that doctors refer to as a deeper state of sleep that your body gets
REM.
into. REM sleep, exactly.
REM
and
non-REM.
when you're drinking alcohol every day, when you're smoking weed every day, you never get rapid eye movement sleep. So we constant weed smokers find that their temper increases, their stress level increases, they're not remembering, they start having memory problems, they don't remember where they kept their stuff. That's a very common side effect of weed, and it's most likely, definitely because of this rapid eye movement sleep issue.
They're not getting enough
You're not
rest.
getting enough
Yeah,
rest.
basically.
So you smoke weed one time and you sleep for 13 hours. That's great. It's still not REM sleep.
Exactly. You're getting more of a non-REM sleep. So it's about the quality of your sleep now. It's not about the duration.
Yeah.
It's more about the quality. Okay, so I think we get that part. So last. So what we're talking about, cigarettes, shisha, and weed. So which one is actually better if you had to choose the lesser evil?
The lesser evil.
What would you go for?
Listen, I would say if you want to live long and you want to save money, avoid them all. But if I had to choose, I would say eating weed.
Oh shit!
Once in a while, if I had to choose it, honestly.
Okay.
What can I say? Because cigarettes, cancer,
if you
shisha is much more terrible.
Okay, coming from the medical point of view, to be honest, all these substances could be used as medications anyway. These are substances that could also be medicinal. However, what I would suggest is never use any of the substances except under guidance or prescription. Reason being that most times they cause more harm than good. So when they are introduced to the body is when they're extremely needed. So if you have no need for them, just avoid them. They are not completely bad because they have also good effects to the body as well. However, you need to use them under prescriptions. In a country like ours where is weed legal or illegal in Nigeria? I'm not sure again. because
I've been driving in the night and people driving in front of me were smoking weed, and a police officer stops us and smells the weed and says, let me get the drag. Let me get the drag. Same thing with alcohol. Police officer will stop you and say, waiting there for the boys now. Give me a bottle.
Imagine. So I don't know, man. I think that one, government will check that one.